Hey, what's up, guys? Chris Kennedy here again. A few months ago, I had a really fun experience. I was on Facebook, and I was on one of these Facebook pages that's called like looking for a fighter or something like that. I was trying to look for a promotion that was looking for a fighter. I wanted to go fight. Anyway, there was a post on one of the pages I was looking at. It said, we're looking for new fighters for a new organization that's starting in Vegas. So I'm living in Ogden, Utah, not too far from Vegas. So I sent the guy a message and said, hey, I want to come fight. I'm not far. And long story short, this guy ended up signing me up for this for this organization called the Power Slap League. And I did not know this when I signed up, but I found out obviously when I got there. The Power Slap League is going to be kind of a big deal. It's a sister company, for those of you who have not heard of it, of the UFC, and I don't know anything about any of the business details, but I guess it's just owned by Dana White and the Zuffa brothers, like the UFC, I think. But again, I don't know anything about any of the business details or anything like that. I have not talked about my experience with the Power Slap League yet online because I signed an agreement saying that I wouldn't talk about it. No details, no results, nothing like that. So I essentially can't talk about it right now. But because the first season of Power Slap League is going to, or is meant to air this month, January of 2023, I wanted to let you guys know that I will be able to talk about details about my experience and about my slap fight that I had after the season airs. All I can tell you guys right now really is what it is. Slap fighting is you stand in front of somebody and you take turns slapping each other. The way they did it over there is they had 3 rounds. So you're not just slapping each other 100 times and nobody gives up. After 3 slaps each, they'll stop it and judges can pick a winner. But yeah, so you stand in front of somebody and you slap each other 3 times and you try to knock the other guy out. So that's how I got onto it, and that's what it is. All I can really talk about in regards to my experience over there competing with them is that I was able to visit the UFC Apex Arena, and I was able to visit the UFC Training Center. I was able to meet some famous UFC people like Dana White. I met Claudia Gadelha. She was really cool. I met Anthony Lionheart-Smith. That guy is really cool. And I met Forrest Griffin. Forrest Griffin's really funny. He was in the UFC Training Center. The slap fighters went to the UFC Training Center one day to do some tests. And Forrest Griffin was just like walking around. He was just like hanging out there. And so I didn't want to bug him. So I like after a while when I was pretty sure he wasn't doing anything, I walked up to him and I was like, dude, hey, I'm a big fan. Watched you for years. And it was really fun meeting him. He was really cool. He acted just so normal. He acted so chill. As did Claudia and as did Anthony Lionheart. But Forrest Griffin was funny. I took a selfie with Forrest Griffin, and when I put the fist up, we both put our fists up in the selfie. He was like, no, man, you're a slap fighter. You have to do open palm. So we did like this open palm pose, and then I told him I read his book. I said, hey, dude, I read your book, Got Fight, and he said, oh, yeah, I wrote most of that. And he's just a funny, silly guy, really cool, down-to-earth dude. I can tell you guys that I got paid, and I got a per diem. They gave me a really nice hotel room. That's basically all the details I can give you about that. It was a fun trip. I got to meet some cool people, and I had a slap fight. Which, yeah, I'll talk about more in a month or two after this first season airs. As for if I'm going to continue slap fighting, the answer is a big, hearty no. I don't plan on ever doing it again. It wasn't fun. And that's all I can say about that for right now as well. So I'll talk more about that in the future as well. But stay tuned. If you guys have any questions about slap fighting or about my experience with slap fighting, please ask. If I'm able to answer questions without breaking that agreement that I made, I'll answer them. If I'm not able to answer them now, wait a month or two after the first season is done airing, and then I'll go ahead and address those other questions. But yeah, thanks and stay tuned. Peace.